Okay. Hi everyone. My name is Grace. Welcome back to another YouTube yoga class. Today's class is going to be a gentle hip opening practice. So, all you'll need is your yoga mat today, and we're going to start in child's pose. And like always, if you feel any discomfort or pain, you can skip the pose or modify it however you need. I also wanted to make the disclaimer before I start that I'm just having a bad hair day today, and I keep redoing this video because I don't like how it's turning out. So if my hair is bothering you, just know it's bothering me too. So we're gonna start today in child's pose. So we'll take the knees about as wide as the mat, if they can go that far, and then we will bring the forehead down to the mat and extend the arms long. And this is a great place to start to consider the breath and just notice how your breath feels today, if you can make it feel slower and deeper and smoother. And this would also be a really good time to think about what you want to get out of this yoga practice today. So maybe you're starting to deepen the breath now. Focus in on yourself. Let go of the day thus far. And focus on how your body feels in this moment. So maybe doing a quick body scan. And then maybe from here you start to just kind of shift the hips from one side to the other. We're just warming up the hips a little bit by doing this. You, of course, can skip this, but just see how that feels. Bringing it back to the center. Let's take one more breath here. Exhale out completely, and then we'll come up to tabletop. So from tabletop, make sure that your wrists are stacked under the elbows, elbows under the shoulders, knees under the hips. And from here, we'll just sway the hips from side to side, like this. And maybe connecting your breath with this movement. So maybe you inhale as you go to one side, exhale as you go the other way. And just notice how that feels. Oh, I have a thread. All right. So again, we're just getting the hips warmed up, so don't worry about going too deep into any of these first few poses. We'll get there. Let's go one more each way. Very nice. And from here, tuck the toes under. Now, I know what you might be thinking is coming next, but we're actually going to come into garland pose, or a yoga squat. So I know this seems like a transition to down dog, but we're going to come into a squat. So I'm going to turn to face you. So for this pose, don't worry too much if your feet aren't, or your heels aren't touching the ground. You can walk the feet a little bit wider, and that might help your heels come closer to the ground, but it's really not necessary. Depending on your specific ankle anatomy, this pose is going to look a little bit different on everybody. So You can bring the hands to the heart, lift the chest. We'll take a few breaths here. And just notice how this pose feels. I like to think of this pose like a little frog, because it just reminds me of like a frog sitting on a lily pad. So maybe focusing on taking those deep belly breaths. Channel your inner frog. Frogs are one of my favorite animals. I went through a phase when I was little where I was just completely obsessed with frogs. You can ask anybody in my family; they will vouch for the truth of that statement. I still really like them. They're cute. All right, so let's take another breath in here. Breath out. And then from here, we'll float the fingertips down to the mat and start walking the feet out, extending the legs. We'll come to a wide-legged forward fold. So, you can come back up to stand to recalibrate if you like, and then hinge from the hips to come down. Don't worry about your hands touching the floor. They might touch the floor, they might not. Relax the head and neck. And looking down, I can just see all of the cat hair that's stuck to my yoga pants. All right, so the toes will face forward here. Let's take another couple breaths. All right, and then on your next inhale in, we'll come up to stand. I am going to shift my recording device, which is my cell phone, so that you can see me a little bit better. Alrighty, and from here, so we will take the toes from pointing forward to angle them out a little bit. If they don't face like a direct angle outwards, don't worry about it. We are going to flow through some goddess pose. So inhale the arms up, and then on your exhale, we'll bend the knees so that the knees land about above the ankles to come into goddess. Inhale up, and exhale down. And I apologize if my head's getting a little bit cut off here in the shot, but I think you know the drill. So exhale down, inhale up, exhale down, inhale up. So just flowing with your breath. Very nice. Let's take a few more of these. Let's do 2 more. You got it. 1 more. Then from here, hinge from the hips and come down, forward fold. So we'll take that wide-legged forward fold again. Very nice. On your inhale, come up with a flat back. This time, we'll angle the toes out again. Bend the knees to come into goddess. You can stay right here and hold, or you can take a twist. So if it helps to take the arms to a fist bump, twist your body towards the right, look over the right shoulder, take the left hand to the right thigh, and see how that feels. So the tailbone still points down. Let's flow through this. So inhale up. Exhale, fist bump, bend the knees, and come over to the left. Goddess twist. Very nice. Inhale up. Exhale down. Take the twist. One more. Inhale up. Exhale down, goddess. Exhale down, wide-legged forward fold. I'm looking to see what's next on my list over there. All right, so from here you can shimmy the feet closer together to come to a forward fold, and you can actually face the length of your mat. We're gonna do a few sun salutations. So forward fold, inhale to come up halfway. Exhale down. You can take a plank here if you like, stepping 1 foot back at a time, or you can come straight to down dog. If you want to take a plank, more power to you. You can take cobra or up dog. And we'll all meet in downward facing dog. Maybe pedaling out the legs here. From here, let's drop the right heel down towards the mat first. Inhale the left leg up to come to three-legged dog. Exhale, we'll bend the knee and step it through, find a low lunge. So you can drop that right knee down if you like. You can keep the knee up. You can even come up to here. But shine the heart forward, remember to breathe. Low lunge. That left knee should be stacked over the left ankle, just like in warrior poses. Let's take one more breath here. Exhale out, we'll take the hands to frame the foot. Step it back and find downward facing dog, pedal out the legs. You can take several steps to walk the feet forward towards the hands. Inhale up halfway. Exhale down, bend the knees a lot. Inhale to come all the way up to stand. Exhale down, find that forward fold again. Inhale up, halfway lift. Exhale down. Again, you can step back to plank if you like, and you can take a plank flow, or you can just come straight to down dog. We'll all meet in downward facing dog. This time dropping the left heel down towards the mat. Inhale the right leg up for three-legged dog. Exhale, step it through. Find that low lunge on the other side. That left knee can come down. It can be up. You can lift yourself up to here. Whatever you like. Right knee over the right ankle. Shine the heart forward and remember to breathe. Take a couple more breaths here. So, 2 more full cycles of breath. Inhale in fully. Exhale completely. 1 more breath. You got it. Exhale out. All right, we'll take the hands down to frame that foot. Step it back to down dog. And then from here, we'll bring it forward to a plank. Slowly lower down onto the belly. All right, and now from here, you stay right where you are. I'm gonna move the camera again so that you can see me a little bit better. This is a real smooth operation I've got going here. All right, so we're on our belly. Now what I'd like you to do from here, you can do like Sphinx arms if you like. So let's start on our right side so that you can see me better. So I'll start with my right leg. So I'd like you to first pull in your low abs to protect your low back. And then we're gonna bend the right knee. And then open up that hip to the side. Okay, so you see what I'm doing here. So you can take that knee as far out away from your body or as close to your body as you like. So this is completely modifiable for whatever your needs are. If you'd like to stay right here with Sphinx arms, you can do that as long as you keep the shoulders nice and lifted. So it's like you're at a slumber party, but you're still keeping your heart nice and open. Or you can actually come down onto your belly and rest on the hands if you like. Whatever is more comfortable for you. So I like to call this frog legs pose. That's not the proper name for it. If you look up frog legs pose on Google, I don't know what you're gonna find, but it's probably not gonna be this, but that's what I like to call it. So remember to breathe. Notice how this feels in your body. We'll take a few more breaths here. Maybe remembering what your intention was or what you wanted to get out of this practice. You can think about that right now. And then to come out of this, we'll come back up to those Sphinx arms if you haven't already, and then we'll just slowly, carefully bring that knee back in. We'll try the other side. So again, hug the low abs in. Bend the left leg this time, and then we'll extend it out to the side. So again, if you feel like you've extended that leg out and you've gone too far, you can retrace your steps and bring it back in. All right, so this time we're on our left. So you can stay here in Sphinx arms, just keep that awareness in the heart opening up, or you can come down and rest the head. So remember to keep that awareness of your breath. Notice how this pose feels in your body today. Nice deep breaths. And whenever you're ready, you can come back up to those Sphinx arms if you haven't already. To come out, we'll just slowly bring that leg back in. And then from here, we're actually going to transition over onto our backs. So, come onto your back. And had an itch on my nose. So from here, you can keep the knees bent like you were about to come into bridge. You can actually take the feet a little bit wider, and we're going to windshield wiper the knees from side to side. So you can just let the arms be neutral. And windshield wiper the knees from side to side. This would also be a good one to do as a warm-up if you're doing like a hip-focused practice on your own. I put it towards the end of this practice, but you can use this as a warm-up too. So just notice how that feels in the hip joints. Remember to breathe, so maybe you inhale as you go one direction and exhale as you go the other. Let's take one more each way. Very good. Then bringing the knees back to neutral. Next up, we're going to do a figure 4 stretch. So we'll start by taking the right leg, cross that ankle over the left thigh, and you can stay right here. If you want to grab the left thigh and pull it in towards you, you can do that. Now, the closer in you bring the legs towards your chest, the deeper the stretch is going to feel. So if you feel like, again, like I said before, if you feel like you've gone too far, you can always retrace your steps and find a milder version of the pose. So once you've found a spot that feels good and like you can stay there for a little while, we'll take some deep breaths. like always, just notice how you're feeling in the pose. Notice where you kind of feel like the heart of this pose. Where do you feel it the most? So it's probably going to be in your hip, but just kind of notice that sensation. We'll take a few more deep breaths here. This would be a really good spot to take some deep belly breaths if you're feeling up to that. Let's take one more deep breath on this side before we transition over to the other side. So one more deep inhale in. Full exhale out and press all the air out of your lungs. And then we'll go ahead and unravel. This time we'll take that left ankle across the right thigh. And again, if this feels like enough of a stretch to you right here, you can stay right here. If you want to try lifting up that leg and bringing the legs in towards you, you can do that, as long as you feel like you have enough flexibility to do so comfortably. We'll stay here for a few breaths, maybe tap into that deep belly breathing again. Notice if this side feels any different from the side we just did. Sometimes one hip might be a little tighter than the other, so it's just interesting to notice that. Let's take about 3 to 4 more breaths here. Deep belly breaths. See if you can just focus on how the pose feels in your breath in this moment. Very nice. One more breath. Deep inhale in. Full exhale out. And then we'll unravel. All right, next up, we only have a few more poses left. So go ahead and hug the knees in. And the next pose we're going to do is Happy Baby. So if you don't like Happy Baby pose, you can obviously skip it. If you want to take it, then just grab onto your feet wherever you can get at them. So that might be your big toes or the outside edge of your feet. And then we'll open up the legs so that the soles of the feet face the sky or the ceiling if you're inside. And you can also do a rock from side to side here in Happy Baby if you like that, or you can just stay in the center and remember to breathe. We'll stay here for a few breaths. And this one, if you're going to do on your own practice, I would recommend you get your hips a little warmed up before you try this one, because it's a little bit deeper of a stretch. So remember to breathe. If you feel a really deep stretch, just try to breathe through it. Let's do 3 more breaths here. You can do it. Focus on the breath. Let the breath take you through the pose. Let's take one more deep breath here. Very nice. And then to come out, we're actually going to take the soles of the feet together to come into cobbler pose. So take the soles of the feet together, and then dropping the knees down towards the mat, you can shimmy the shoulder blades under yourself and relax the arms. And this is our last pose of the day. So notice how this pose feels. Notice how your hips feel after doing all of these poses, they feel a little bit more open, looser, all good things. This is also a great opportunity to take some of those deep belly breaths because you're nice and open here. So maybe seeing if you can really fill up the belly and exhale, release out all the air. Let's stay here for about 5 or 6 more breaths. Obviously, all of these poses, you're welcome to stay in them a little bit longer. That's the beauty of having a home yoga practice. So let's take a couple more breaths here all together. And you're welcome to take a Shavasana here as well if you'd like to. Otherwise, whenever you're ready, we'll come onto our side to transition up to a comfortable seat. So you can find a seat on your mat, and we will end today by bringing the hands together at the heart. And I thank you all for joining me for this online yoga class today. I hope this was helpful for you. Let me know in the comments if you have requests for future classes. I'd be happy to accommodate those. I hope you're all doing well. I miss you very much, and I hope you have a great day. And namaste to you all. And I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.